on the action.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's very, very true. We're 1-1 in the series now. Much better by Imagine. We had asked for them to do something about the Azir. Yeah. They do exactly that. They first pick it this time around. Yeah. 8-0-10 there for ManCloud. So it worked. Yeah. The question is now whether or not Team 8 can find a way to deal with the Azir.
I mean, yeah, he did start out a little bit slow, and he built Rylai's first, so he was more defensive in the Dragon fight. It did allow him to, slow down some people and get a couple extra kills there and clean up, though. I think that it was also a really big part that they did bring initiation from somewhere else, so Olaf doesn't have to be the one just running straight forward. Alistar pick up what choose for them. Baby got a bunch of picks. He had a couple of really good combos. Speed boost from Sivir was helping everybody out get in there as well. So, yeah, a lot of good changes for Imagine this time around.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how much they prioritized the extra initiation. Alistar got Righteous Glory, they had Sivir, so they knew that the main problem was that they weren't actually forcing anything last game. They just had a problem of really doing anything at all. So they brought in the Azir. I think at some point they traded top. They killed top twice, Olaf twice.
Yeah.
And then they got mid turret off of that. Imagine got mid turret off that, which was good for them because then they can just do whatever they want. They can ward the jungle. So even though they did shut down Olaf for a period of time, he's 0-2, he was struggling to get his Black Cleaver, but they had that mid lane advantage at that point. So I think that was kind of the big shift in control over the game, because teammate was doing well, but then Imagine kind of got that early game spike. So yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Able to make the trade to really open up the map. With that mid turret going down. Again, relatively even game until we come across a certain Dragon fight, and I'm going to pull up this replay 22.5 minutes into the game. Ends up being a 4-for-1 for Imagine, and then a Baron on the back end of this. I'm going to have you take it away, Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, actually going into the fight, it looked like the team fight was going pretty well for them, or for Team 8 that is, but then just kind of mechanical misplays, I think, mainly. We'll see what happens, but looks like they're bursting down Moon, which is good, and then after that point when Baby knocked in Nian, it was still okay, and then he jumped into Olaf, which was pretty bad.
That's the opposite of good, for sure.
It just looked like they were doing well, and then that happened, so I didn't really... It's just a misplay, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of that just knee-jerk reaction where he got headbutted away from this area, and he was like, oh no, I better jump back to that area. But no, that's where their top laner is coming from. He was headbutted right next to Shen, and he should have been, he was like, okay, great. When Chunky came around the top side of Dragon, now I'm with my front line, I'm safe or anything. But the teleport from Olaf, he ends up jumping right on his head and getting annihilated.
Maybe, we were thinking that maybe he didn't have that much vision, so he just didn't, maybe he wasn't paying attention almost. But,
which is not a good excuse.
maybe just not seeing the Olaf. That's all.
I'm so sorry, guys. I wasn't paying any attention, so I'll do that next time around.
Yeah, I just think that maybe he didn't see Olaf, that's all. But no excuse, obviously. I think just not the best team fight.
Yeah, well, it just, in terms of trying to figure out why that is, those mechanical misplays, you see how much hinges on a play like that. If the Tristana is still alive, perhaps the fight doesn't even end up as lopsided as it is.
Yeah.
And then the Baron doesn't come afterwards, so small mechanical errors like that we're seeing come through have such a big impact on the game, definitely makes you wonder about the mentality of the players in these high-pressure situations. Is Nian going to be able to separate that small mistake from the rest of the play that he's had so far this series and come back still just as strong in Game 3 with the confidence, to play any of these champions in some of those high-pressure situations?
Yeah, the Tristana, he's played Tristana Game 1 and 2, it looks like, and it seems like his problem is that he's just jumping in a little bit too aggressively. He goes in way too far and then has to change his position, I guess. And we see, I think from IMG, they did a pretty good job of just sticking with the carries together. They have Sivir and Azir just working together, just peeling with each other. So I hope the teammate can play, or if they do an aggressive play like that, just a little bit, tune it back a little bit more. That's all.
All right, so we saw some interesting adaptations from IMG. Essentially what this does is it kind of throws the ball back over into teammates' court. they're sitting here now having lost the most recent game and saying, this Azir is now an issue. You know, that's step one of it, but also too the initiation, dealing with the different threats that are, you know, popping up for Imagine here.
Yeah, I think this happens a lot, and when it boils down to so much focus being put on team fights, people start arming up for the team fights, and you see more and more team fight champions, more hard initiation, more AoE skills, until, you know, by the end of the best of series, everybody's running all these AoE wombo.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Mumu, Malphite, Orianna, and MF.
Well, they banned Malphite, so that's fine.
Well then it's just that's not possible.
No way, yeah.
Well, anyway, keep it tuned right here because we'll be bringing you Game 3 between Imagine and Teammate in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Yeah, so the game we lost is nothing. It's best of 5, so don't worry about the loss.
Don't
We
worry.
can like just 3-1 them right now.
Able to deliver from the back line. Golden finally falls, but Nian standing tall.
Man's still
Pops
here.
over the wall.
Man's still
One
here.
last shot.
I'm coming.
Nice.
A lot of damage. Nice.
Nice.
Back. Kill. Go, really.
I'm anxious.
No, go for release. You guys go for release.
Okay, I got her.
Go bot.
Go bot tower.
Good job.
Nian's going to be going down. He can't get himself in a good spot. Porpoise couldn't even peel, and Kelly Trolls had already expended all of his resources. Team Imagine coming out with a very powerful game 2.